Hello, I'm Stuart Gordon, and today's trailer from hell is Nightmare Alley, directed by Edmund Goulding and made in 1947. And this is the film which taught me what a geek really is. This is Nightmare Alley, which is one of the most shocking movies I've ever seen in my life. And it's one of those films that when you're watching, you cannot believe that this movie ever got made. Tyrone Power, the star, who bought the rights to this book and convinced, I guess, one of the studios to put up the money to make it. It's set in a carnival. It is a very sort of film noir, seamy side of life kind of film, and it was very important to the director that the carnival be presented in a very realistic way, and so he hired all kinds of real carnival performers to appear in the film. And Tyrone Power plays this sort of no-account character who he starts out as a roustabout working for the carnival. And on his first day there, he sees this guy running around screaming, and they say, "What's that?" And he says, "That's the geek. You know, he's just having one of his fits. You know, he's having the DTs." And the geek, it turns out, what the geek does in the freak show is bites the heads off of live chickens. And Tyrone Power says, "How can anyone do that? How can anyone, become a geek?" And he says, "Well, it's some drunk shows up, and we put him to work doing something, and we give him a bottle every night, and then one night it comes around and we say, you know what, we just can't afford to keep you around anymore, he's going to have to throw you out." And he says, "Oh, isn't there anything I can do?" And he says, "Well, you wouldn't want to be a geek, would you?" And he says, "A geek." And of course, by the end of the evening, the guy's biting the heads off of chickens to get his liquor bottle. And I guess, they always say in movies, when you introduce a gun in Act 1, you've got to use it in Act 3. Well, when you introduce a geek in Act 1, Tyrone Power has to end up becoming one himself, which is kind of the way this movie finishes. But during the course of the film, Tyrone Power, it's a real ups and downs kind of thing. He hanging out with the mentalist at the carnival, who's able to do all this mind-reading stuff, and it turns out has this very incredible code, which Tyrone Power is able to get out of him by feeding him liquor. One day he gives him a bottle of grain alcohol, which ends up killing the man. He then has an affair with the man's wife and ultimately leaves the carnival and becomes a great mentalist and ends up with all the people that he's destroyed, get their revenge on him, and he becomes the carnival geek.